Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Rockstar Games woke up and chose new content for Red Dead Online today. I know, pretty crazy, kind of unbelievable really, since they haven't really gave this game much attention at all, but we have new solo content in Red Dead Online. There are 3 new solo play missions in the game to choose from at this point. There may be more coming soon, but as of right now, we have the first one, which is like a horse theft mission, and then we have one called Rich Pickings, which is a kind of like house thievery mission, like, you know, you steal stuff. And the last one is called Outrider, which is almost like seemingly what stranger missions are, where we defend wagons or we escort them or we steal them. But we'll get into more details here and we'll see exactly what all of these missions have to offer for you, the player. When it comes to these 3 missions and how they play out, Rockstar says each new mission features 3 difficulty levels and will become increasingly challenging with each replay. So there seems to be a little replay value there. Now, how do you start one of these missions? Well, to launch a new source of employment, as Rockstar calls it, check your mailbox at any local post office or your camp lockbox. And that is about as straightforward as it gets, pretty standard. That's almost the surefire way to do almost anything in the game. Go to your lockbox or local post office to receive all the information you need. And also, hey, no gold upfront required to play these missions, which is a breath of fresh air. I don't know about you guys, but I am absolutely tired of having to spend gold on everything in this game. Even if it means starting something up, I'm just over it. So I'm glad that Rockstar didn't force us to use gold to start these jobs. Rockstar goes a little bit more into detail on these missions and say that these are solo play only, so you're not going to be able to play them with your friends or your crew. View the telegram in your satchel to bring up any and all relevant information before setting out, and keep an eye out for new missions in the future. So there you go, new missions coming soon, confirmed. Rockstar said here, keep an eye out for new missions coming in the future, and also to check out all the information you need. Instead of getting a cutscene or any elaborate way to explain things, Rockstar just chose to use the satchel with like a note to read up on and figure out what you're getting into and kind of like lay the groundwork for the mission you're about to jump into. So now that we know what these missions are and how to start them and that they are solo only, let's get into the details. Let's see what they really are about and what we're going to be getting into in these first 3 that Rockstar Games have added to Red Dead Online. Now, the first one I want to get into is Rich Pickings, because any game with burglary or robbery in it is right up my alley, and I love this aspect of Red Dead Online, or at least Red Dead Redemption 2, sorry. And now we're seeing it in Red Dead Online in a scripted manner. You can of course go to houses in game that are empty and nobody's in them, and you can steal things, but it's not really stealing because those items are just laying around. Now we actually have a mission where we are stealing something from a mansion in Saint Denis. What's more interesting for me is that I have a sneaking suspicion that I know exactly what item we are going to be going after, because if you broke into a mansion in Saint Denis and went to a certain specific secret room, like a library, you would have seen a gold bag if you used the Eagle Vision, which no one really knew what the bag was, and it had a key lock on it. So I'm thinking in this mission we are going to steal that exact bag that has been in the game since almost beta days. The groundwork has been laid for this mission already, so I know Rockstar's just been sitting on this content, but anyway, rumor has it the mayor of Saint Denis is busy lining his pockets with seized jewels smuggled into the States. The mayor keeps his stash in his tightly guarded manor. Break in, snatch the gems, and get back out alive. Now, while that does sound really cool, that's pretty much all there is to it. You're going into a tightly guarded manor and you're stealing some gems and you're getting out of there. Now, I hope with replayability, I hope after beating it the first time and the more you play it, that Rockstar adds some variables in there to make it a little bit more interesting, or maybe some interactions between characters with voice lines. I don't know, but just something to spice it up a little bit, because just going in, stealing something and getting out is pretty it's kind of like a lazy excuse for content in my opinion. Listen, don't shoot me. Beggars can't be choosers. I understand. I should be happy the game is getting content. Next up, we have a one-horse deal. The Braithwaites are negotiating a deal to buy a prized, untamed white Arabian racehorse from Emerald Ranch. Your task will be to intercept the deal, tame the unpredictable beast, and deliver the steed to your contact. This is a highly valued horse, so expect guards to give pursuit. Kind of generic, right? Almost sounds like a stranger mission where you're stealing a horse from point A and delivering it to point B, but I think there's going to be a little bit more to these when it comes to the events that occur during the missions. And of course, again, the difficulty that increases may provide some new variables to make the game more interesting with these missions. Now, one thing I do want to remind you of, This mission is something that we should have already almost had in the game. You remember back in the prologue of Red Dead Online when you met the brothers and they said, hey, if you steal any horses out there or you tame one in the wild, feel free to bring it back to the stables and sell it for a nice price. And that was never in the game. So now we're finally getting that redemption, so to speak, for these horse missions, and we're finally seeing the first one here. Gotta say, I'm kind of surprised it took this long, but hey, nonetheless, we have it now, and there's that. And finally, lastly, of the 3 missions that are solo play missions added to Red Dead Online as new versions of employment, new Telegram missions, whatever you want to call them, Outrider. Now, this one at first strikes me as very similar to stranger missions we already have access to in the game. I'm not really seeing where Rockstar's head is at with this one because it is a pretty generic style mission, but let's read into the details and see if there's anything extra this Outrider mission offers players. A wagon is making its way out of brittle brush trawl, requiring a skilled individual to provide backup against attackers and roadblocks en route. Whether you escort on horseback or ride shotgun is up to you, but if the driver dies, it's on you to get the wagon to its destination by any means necessary. And don't ask too many questions about the cargo. Okay, just by reading that, I don't see anything that sticks out or makes itself stand apart from what we've already done in several different stranger missions, whether it's escorting a wagon or stealing a wagon and delivering it to a destination. Sometimes the driver dies in those missions, we still deliver the wagon. Sometimes we ride on a horse to defend the wagon. Sometimes we ride on a horse to jump on the wagon and steal the wagon. I don't really see, I was never really a huge fan of these missions. Now maybe if players cannot interfere with you while doing these solo play missions, I could see the value there, because with stranger missions, they're free roam events kind of, so people can interfere and mess you up. But with this, I don't know, maybe there's something more to it that I don't know about. But anyway, guys, that is it for today's update in Red Dead Online. We actually got some content. So silver lining here, Rockstar updated Red Dead Online and added actual content to play. New missions, not just clothing items that are subpar, not just discounts on beans or weapons or ammo or gun oil. We actually got an update with new content. And also not just a triple bonus XP on PvP that no one plays. We actually got content. I know I said that like 5, 6, 7, 10 times, whatever, but we actually did get content, guys, and that's something to be, I'm shocked, to be honest. I'm actually surprised, genuinely. Rockstar, thank you. Seriously, thank you for adding content to the game. This does get my hopes up. This makes me think that, you know, we're only in February, and if they're adding a small update like this for solo players, maybe we're actually going to see some content in 2021 for Red Dead Online, and that would be awesome. This is a good sign, guys. We could be seeing more from Rockstar Games. Maybe this is just a sneak peek of what they really want to release for solo playstyles. But anyway, guys, that is it for today's video, and I think I may actually make some videos on these missions independently if I enjoy them enough or find them entertaining, and maybe I can bring some new information to light that you don't know about during these missions, like tips and tricks to effectively complete these missions and get the best payout possible, things like that. So yeah, that's all I got. Thank you all so much for the ongoing support, Fiasco family, new visitors, returning visitors, doesn't matter who you are. Thank you. It means so much to me, and I will never take you for granted. I hope to see you all in the next one. Later.